Special thanks again to Nate. Always enjoy our conversations with him. Always gives us good insight. Always fun to chat with him. And since we did the Big Ten with Nate, we're going to go to another conference that has big in it. We're going to go over to the Big 12 and preview the Big 12. And this is a conference that doesn't do divisions, but they, the top two teams, they have some new teams in the conference this year. Before Texas and Oklahoma leave for the SEC, Kansas State is the returning Big 12 champion, where they beat TCU. And I think Kansas State has a lot of reasons for optimism. I think they return their quarterback. Chris Kleiman coach team is always going to be well coached. They're going to be disciplined on defense. They're going to be in the right spot. They're not going to do things to lose them the game. And I think their schedule sets up very favorably as well. So I like Kansas State to get back to the Big 12 title game. And who I think they are playing is, I'm going to go with, and I hate that I'm going to do this, and I can't believe I'm about to say what I am about to say.
Say it.
But I think Texas is back in the Big 12 championship. I think they've got a quarterback. You saw Quinn Ewers grow up. He cut his hair. He's acting more mature. They've got all the receivers. And you go back and you look at the recruiting classes that Texas has put together. They have put a heavy emphasis on the offensive and defensive lines. And that's how you're gonna win. The talent's there. Can they put it together, or will they do some Texasing where they're gonna lose a few games they shouldn't? I think you're gonna see you're gonna get a good idea of what Texas is gonna be when they go into Tuscaloosa in week 2 and play Alabama. And who knows? We might have to amend from there. But right now, I think it's Kansas State and Texas. And I think Texas beats Kansas State in the regular season, but Kansas State gets its revenge in the Big 12 championship game because all Chris Kleiman does is win championships. So I like Kansas State to repeat. I think this is a conference that's going to beat the hell out of each other, similar to what they do where they just can't get out of their own way. I don't think there's a team that's going to have a magical run like TCU did. I think TCU is going to take a step back. And in the end, I'm going to go with what I know, and I know Kansas State, and I think they are the back-to-back Big 12 champions.
I don't know. This one, it could be a number of teams. Like you said, they're going to beat the living hell out of each other, but Oklahoma, I just don't buy them. I don't know. They just haven't been Oklahoma the last couple of years. I don't know if they're just looking forward to, the SEC move too much or what, but they don't seem to be, there in it all the time. Texas, I just don't think – they haven't shown it either. They've showed glimpses, but even Ewers, he even struggled a little bit. And he's supposed to be the savior of Texas football, but not outside
highest ranked recruit in college history.
Yeah, exactly. And he hasn't been that. Kansas State, good. Lose Deuce Vaughn. Lose their starting cornerback. Obviously, it's only 2 players, but those are 2 key pieces that got drafted in the top 6 round. What is this? It's 1 6th round, 1 2nd round, I think.
They had a first rounder. Their DN is playing for the Chiefs.
That's right. The Chiefs guy took them. And then TCU is just not going to be the same without Max Duggan. Let's just say that. That's 100% true. I'm surprisingly going to take. God, I don't even know who the heck I want them to play. We're just going to say Kansas State plays them. They're gonna play my champion, but we're staying in the state. We're going with Kansas. This is the 17 starters return, man. 17. I know it's just a number, but they weren't bad last year. They won a couple games they never should have, and they probably should have won a couple more. But 17 of their 22 starters return. I'm just gonna go with it. That was that big ballsy pick I was talking about you and Nate a couple minutes ago, but. Why not? Let's get weird in Dallas.
And Mark Mangino is going to come back and celebrate with them.
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
So that is the Big 12